Ness, I think Ness is the right name for him. Ness. He smiled just from hearing his own name. Do you think he likes his name? Try putting that red cap on him. It's too big, but it looks good on him. I hope Sar won't be jealous of the baby. Let's celebrate with some beef. This baby will grow up to be a hard worker just like you. I don't think he needs to be rich or famous, but I want him to be a thoughtful, strong boy. That's odd. The baby bottle he pointed at seemed to move a little bit. Welcome back to more EarthBound. Last time we stood on the last of the 8 power spots, and now we have awakened in what is known as our world. Ness, you've stood on the 8 power spots of the Earth. That's what I just got done saying, buddy! From these you created Magicant, the realm of your mind. In Magicant, there's beauty, kindness, sorrow, and hatred. Of course, there is an evil and violent side of you. The Sea of Eden sits at the center of those feelings. It takes you to the truth about yourself. You're very good at these last time recaps because you told us things that we already knew and then followed it up with new information that expands on it. Also, this blue carrot looks delicious. I would totally eat blue carrots if they were real. This is a realm of Magicant which your mind created. Why don't you explore your mind? Take your time, Ness. Everdread looks like he's peeing in the bushes over here. Ness! Maybe you don't want to hear this, but you remind me of myself when I was young. I can't do anything more for you. Good luck, Ness! And he disappears. There's some implications about Everdread that are kind of made a little bit more ominous by the fact that he just disappeared, but I'll save that for a little later because we're actually not quite done seeing him if you're a little bit diligent with checking things out. Come on into Magicant. I've heard some people call it Magicant, but I think because there's an ant on it, it's very clearly Magicant, you know. Oh, Net was a quiet small town, wasn't it? Not really. It's actually one of the biggest cities in Eagleland. In fact, I think it's even bigger than Forside. Brother Ness! The Sea of Eden is at the end of Magicant. Other people can't get close to it. It's a strange place. Is there anything I can do for you? Inside of your mind... Yep, the Escargot Express delivers there too. If there's any item necessary to store, go ahead and do it now. If there's any item that you deposited earlier with the intent of using later in a case of a tight spot, maybe also get that now. I like the Kraken soup because it's a full heal, even to Ness. It's a full heal no matter what. I think everything else looks pretty in order. Having 2 empty slots is pretty nice. What do I want returned? I'm a little tempted to use the for sale sign in here and see what happens. Hello! I saw your sign and thought I should stop by and buy something. I tried to find it, but no such luck. I think you should give this up and go home. If you took your business more seriously, you'd be more considerate of your customers. I'm sorry you didn't want my mad prices bad enough to shove your foot in my... Sudden Guts pill was a little tempting, but I'd rather have the free space. Remember why? I lived in your house before you were born. Ness used to be small and weak. Jealous little doggy. Oh, Ness, are you tired of traveling on your adventure? If you wish, you can stay here forever. I'll make some beef for you. I like to imagine that because all this is going on inside Ness's mind, this is what Ness sees these characters as. I think that that's not really much of a stretch in interpretation, though, but this is the kind of things that he wants to hear from these characters, where he'd wish his mom would tell him to just stay home forever, he'd wish he wouldn't have to grow old. And if you thought that the Lumine Hall, only hearing Ness say a few sentences, was all the depth that we were going to get on his character, no. This is yet another very clever way of explaining it by having him never speak, but instead we get to see the inside of his mind. Did you learn how to tell what time I'm indicating? Huh. You look like you're, a little bit broken there, buddy. If you were just 1 pixel south, you'd be 3 p.m. though, but it looks like your minute and hour hand are a little bit at a sync. My best nightmare. Look at the sun, face the sun, and smile. These flowers that want to give you friendship pellets are not your enemy. They are actually a way to reset the color palette if you ever want Magicant to look normal again. As a kid, I came back here and talked to these guys after everyone I talked to because it just bothered me that it wasn't the real canon colors, but I'm strange like that. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, it's so cute. I'm just a faint memory. You don't usually remember me. But you've heard my song in the back of your mind. Aww. That is so adorable. We have a real working phone inside of our head. That'll be some surgical thing that they do in the future. I think I'm actually gonna save really quick. Wow, we have doubled the Minch's fortune twice over. Because Magicant is such a color-changey kind of place, I decided that I would switch the theme to my favorite, mint-style windows. This is what I usually play with in my spare time, and I think it's the most iconic menu color scheme there is, because we all go with it. I mean, who doesn't love some minty, fresh stuff inside of their head? Just kind of with that cooling vapor feeling while you have the taste in your mouth. It's the best thing that I would want inside my own head. We're also able to withdraw cash out of our head. That would be another problematic futuristic surgery waiting to happen. I say maybe like 18,000. I don't want to go too extravagant, you know. I got to keep at least 1.5 of the Minch's fortune in my bank account. Go into this really fancily chopped celery that's called a building. Hi, this shop specializes in pudding and pendants. P&P. He sells magic pudding, an item that we have not seen anywhere else. Definitely want to buy one of those. This is what it sounds like. It's an ATM card. No. Recovers about 40 PP, and you can freely buy this inside of Magicant. It is the only place that you can buy it, so if you've been kind of happy with your PP consuming items, you can buy these here to fill up your Escargot Express with them. Or don't and just go to the beach on Summers and buy the magic stuff there. What's more interesting is the Earth Pendant. It is better equipment for Ness, and that's not all. I'm gonna equip it in the store. Oh, do I want to get... No, I don't have the heart to get rid of my Night Pendant because it's the only one in the game, and it's such a special item that saves my behind on a regular basis. The Earth Pendant is a weaker version of the Sea Pendant. The general rule of thumb is that a pendant will give you 1 attribute resistance and give you 15 defense. The Earth Pendant gives you all attribute resistance and gives you 16 defense. Just enough that it's going to flash on your menu and you're going to want to buy it. Game design. Because you have access to Tracy at all times, it's right next to the store, you might as well buy at least a couple of Earth Pendants so that you can have essentially a Sea Pendant on every party member, giving everyone resistance to all attributes. Except Pooh. The Night Pendant saved my Heine on a regular basis, but I think this will do just as good of a job at protecting said Heine. Speaking of my Heine, it is time for that piece of trivia. The one that I think is the most commonly heard piece of trivia about this grand adventure. Say it with me. In Japan, Ness ain't in his PJs. He's nude. And you get to see that Heine that is protected by that Earth Pendant. Thankfully, you don't see him trying to wear it between the cheeks. This does not mean that Ness is naked at the beginning of the adventure like I thought was the case when I first saw this piece of trivia when I was like 11 years old and thought, oh my god, that has to be so funny. No, he's in his pajamas at the beginning. He just looks different in Magicant. You kicked my butt badly. With all this talk of butts, I like this color scheme. It's so different from all the others, and you don't really get to see it much. Master Belt! It's a party near. You destroyed my pride. Arrgh! Never knew you were a lover of magenta, but I'll give it to you. It's a good taste. That planet with the deep shading there looks so cool. It's me. I'm you when you were younger. Hey, let's play ball. Do you prefer reading comics or playing games? What? You're busy? I know, kid. You're gonna be so boring when you're grown up because you're always busy all the time. Thank you for remembering me. Aww. There's so many cute yet disturbing things at the same time. It really is like the inside of what I would imagine a mind to be like. I know the name of the girl you used to like. Well, that's okay. I've moved on with my life. Get a PSI caramel. That'll be very nice for all the times that I'll inevitably have to worry about stuff. Even if you don't really particularly care for the Earth Pendant, I recommend that you have some form of flash resistance on you, by the way. The dream you'll have here is a dream within a dream. Your heart knows things you aren't aware of. Do you want to sleep? I've never had a dream inside of a dream before, but I've had dreams that seemed very realistic that started with me waking up in the morning, so I thought that I was actually getting ready for school, and then I'd go, oh, we went outside to see that it was snowing. That's kind of neat. I'd go outside, and then I would suddenly wake up back in my bed again 1 second later, and be like, wait, what's going on? And it took me a few minutes to get my bearings straight, and yeah, it was really out there. Hey, it's Magicant. This line of people waiting in line for reading the sign? Sorry to cut. I'd like you to take your time, because this country will disappear when you wake up. Peace. We haven't played together lately. I believe that this is supposed to be that kid in the treehouse back in Onet. Not the one who says that he really likes you know what I mean, but the one who says that he's single and that if you ever meet Paula, please introduce him. Yeah! Fresh! Ness! Pokey took my snack. Yeah! Long time no see, Ness. Apparently Ness thinks it's hilarious when Pokey takes Piggy's food. Well, Ness, let's play. These, actually, yeah, all of the children from the Onet treehouse are here, so that probably is what they were going for. Oh boy. This smiling, grinny, toothy girl. Saved her for last. La, 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 la. My name's Nico. Let's run and sing and dance. This character is one of my, she only grins her teeth when she's looking away from you. She's like the cat that swallowed the canary. She is one of my favorite little details and something I didn't know until about a year ago. So this girl is one of the rare examples, I believe the only other instance is Dr. Saturn, of a character who is not named in the Japanese version, but is a named character in the English version. Dr. Saturn's understandable because he plays some sort of role and provides a service to you that's easy to remember, but fans of this game were wondering what the heck was up with this girl for years. Why this random little nobody NPC would be a named character outside of Japan when there's no mention of that anywhere else. Well, the story behind it is that the localization director of EarthBound, Marcus Lindblom, had a very tight schedule when working on this game. To make it all that it was, and seriously, good job. Your dedicated work really shows. He came into work to work on this thing every single day for the full 9 months that he had to complete it. Except one. The day that his wife gave birth to his daughter. As thanks for all he had done to make this game what it was, the team made the decision to put his newborn daughter's name in the game as a symbol of his dedication. That's a story Japanese gamers don't really get to enjoy, and I think that when you know that, it's yet another example of a rare case of a localization sometimes being superior to the original work. If you're curious what Nico herself thinks about this, she actually has played EarthBound and written a blog post about her experience, which I've linked in the description. It's crazy how I think every NPC sprite has had at least some story or intrigue associated with it. There was, let's see, the carrot key doing weird things. There was, well, I guess you were kind of one of the lesser ones, the Polar Star thing. There was you giving us the Mr. Baseball cap. There was the I know you, I really like you, you know what I mean line kind of standing out. Of course we gotta love Picky. Like, every character, everyone does something, and I love that so much. Even just the most minor NPCs, you got stories about them, and even she does. She has one of the best ones, maybe even the best one. We had fun one snowy day. I melted, but I'm still real in your memory. I'm so sad I never got to build snowmen as a kid. I didn't see snow for the first time till I was like 20, because it's always like 90 degrees all the time wherever I live. Ness, you're so lucky. I envy you. I have no luck. But Ness, well, okay. Let's be friends forever, alright? Shows that Ness doesn't want to hate Pokey. He'd kind of rather that Pokey just kind of come around and be his friend. This is Buzz's tombstone. He appeared earlier in the game and gave up the ghost before he achieved his goal. I say he achieved his goal just fine. He informed us of the impending threat, and we made it to all 8 power spots. We did it. Ness, I still feel pain where you wounded me. I'm gonna pretend that's not blood on your lip and just turn around. Ooh, mean color palette change. In here, I want you to listen to the song a little bit. Now I want you to listen to this song a little bit. Now I want you to listen to this other song a little bit differently. There's an official vocal cover of track number 1 done by a musician named Louis Philippe, which was on an official soundtrack to the prequel to this game. If you were to compare that vocal version to the bass line of the Game Over screen in that first part, they are pretty much the same, hinting that perhaps the Game Over music in EarthBound was inspired by an official vocal track made to promote the previous game. I'd like to thank True Dimension 13 on Twitter, PR Gilland on Twitter, and Final Fate 615 on Twitter for helping me realize this because I was having trouble hearing it myself and I had the exact track wrong. Now I want you to listen to what this guy has to say. I am your courage. I follow you here in Magicant. My name? Let's say Flying Man. This whole musical Easter egg business is fitting because continuing on requires courage. It's a pretty clever thing that also was not discovered till recently. Did you want to talk to me? I'm sorry, there's not really much to say. Did you want to talk to me? I'm sorry, there's really not much to say. One of the flying men will accompany you on your journey. They are AI controlled, they are not a proper party member. And when they join you, you get this nice cruising music. I don't have any need for this magic butterfly. The Sea of Eden is filled with ultimate intelligence. You can't go there unless you're truly ready. It's a place where you can touch the truth of the universe. Going there may bring sorrow. Oh, I like staying here and looking at this color palette. I keep freaking out over all the color palettes, I'm sorry. I know I say everything is my favorite thing in this game, but that's just kind of how it is, okay? It's one of those things. Going into the Sea of Eden, we have the loaded dice. Ness, I didn't know you were such a gambling man and had that on your mind all the time. Whoa, that's potentially awkward, and I don't have my Franklin badge. Usually you would have that going into Magicant, I just don't. I wasn't really too concerned with Thunder, because it is 1 in 4 accuracy, only really, well, I guess it'd be 1 in 2 accuracy, because the Flying Man counts as a target. He's able to charge forward and throw punches. Pretty simple. We're gonna go on a little bit, and it's us. A bag of Dragonite. Got too much stuff already. I hate the snake bag. It just isn't worth it. So what if they're gonna crawl around inside of the twisty-turny parts of my brain? PSI Caramel, we'll just have a nice dessert. Hey, me. I found my cap that you lost. Ness got the baseball cap. Next time on EarthBound, we explore the evil part of Ness's mind. See you guys then.